Hey everyone, so as you may know, God of War was just put on PC a few days ago, and I'm honestly pretty happy about it. Like, from what the reviews say, it seems like they did a pretty good job pouring over the game and more people get to play it now, and I'm all for people being able to play games no matter what platform they own. That's enough about that. I know why you're here. You're here to see someone have a meltdown over Sony playing one of their games on PC. I don't really know why someone would be upset about over this, but for some reason there's people out there who think it's a bad thing for people to be able to play a game without owning a PlayStation. So this guy's channel is called The Amazing Lucas, and he's like a political channel, but he also makes gaming related content as well, and it just seems like a pretty terrible channel. Like, this guy does not seem very intelligent, especially when it comes to his gaming takes. Like, he is a hardcore Sony fanboy, and I have no idea why. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into this.
Dumbest idea ever.
Ah yes, we're off to a great start right here. I can't wait to see what his arguments are.
Oh my goodness. So if you guys don't know already, which I'm sure many of you do, God of War, a 4-year-old game, has now launched on the PC. Something that I was vehemently against, alright?
You're against people playing a game on their PC because they probably don't want to buy a $400 console just to play one game? That's honestly kind of stupid. Like, why do you even care? Like, what's even the point of being upset about this? Are you even going to explain why you're against it, or are you just going to state that and not elaborate at all? Probably the latter.
Vehemently against. And I'm thinking to myself, how did this happen? Whose bright numbskull idea was it to release Game of the Year exclusive IP to the PC?
A game that won Game of the Year and sold really well on PS4? Wow, it's almost like they realized they could earn even more money if they just ported it to PC.
Whose bright idea was this? And I'm thinking, I finally come across this IGN article, which Cory Barlog, all right? And don't get me started with Cory Barlog. Somehow, this mofo happens to have a child, and he just becomes all retarded and has a freaking Kratos has a child. Then the process of him having the child, we don't play that. We don't play anything as far as him, Kratos, actually find a woman to marry and reproduce with, okay? We don't play any of that. We play him with this bastard child or whoever this child is. We don't even know the child is ours, okay?
Why would they include that in the game? I'm sure nobody cares about Kratos' love life. I mean, like, is that really something you think would be fun to play through? Like, really? Also, is he actually critiquing a PlayStation game? I thought they were the best games ever made and they can do no wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna skip this part. He just kind of rambles about the story of the game, and that's not why we're here.
We come to find out that Sony Studios, many Sony Studios, were the one to advocate for this happening.
So, maybe they want more people to play their game. I mean, God of War is a really good game, so I can see why they would think that.
All right? They were advocating for, yeah, this is a great idea to release this IP for the PC. Mind-numbing. Mind-numbing how stupid the people at these studios are.
Care to explain why it's stupid? All you're doing is just spewing insults the entire time. They're not actually making arguments.
Completely mind-numbing how dumb they are and how genius they can be at making games and implementing it in the Unreal Engine. Okay, it's crazy, the juxtaposition. Well, to be fair, maybe not crazy, because most artists, when it comes to business sense, when it comes to business acumen, freaking brain dead.
Are you really gonna say that you know more about business than the people who actually made the game? In fact, it's actually really good business because they can earn more money selling the game on PC and PlayStation.
Okay? They can draw a pity picture and animate when it comes to, hey, what do you think about this business idea? Freaking just squirrels, okay? Squirrels. They're as dumb as squirrels. I don't know what to tell you.
Haha, that was so funny. And once again, he's not elaborating on anything. He's not giving us reasons why he thinks this.
All I constantly hear is,
Lucas, it's accessible for everyone. Lucas, what's wrong with making a game accessible, Lucas?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we reached this part of the video. Like, just putting your voice through a filter and just doing a retard voice does not help your case at all. If anything, it just makes you look stupid. I mean, that's kind of what you do in your entire YouTube channel, but still.
what are you talking about? What are you talking about? First off, let's pause. All this energy about accessibility and blah, 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 blah. I don't play consoles. I don't buy consoles. I only buy PC. And okay, all that energy, use that for Nintendo, okay?
What does Nintendo have to do with any of this? And you can already play their games on PC via emulation. And it's free. So, yeah.
I want all this energy to be focused on Nintendo because I want you to tell Nintendo to bring Mario to the PC and see what they tell you.
That bullshit!
Sure, let's bring every game to PC. And that'll give consumers a choice of which platform they want to play. Another thing is, the Switch is a handheld. It's a good companion console. So, like, I don't really understand what you're trying to say.
I find it interesting that all this energy is focused on PlayStation. Okay, we want to overlook Nintendo, but PlayStation, they're the ones that need to bring their IPs to the PC, Lucas. They're the ones. Miss me with that freaking nonsense.
Oh gosh, does he actually own a shirt like that? And if anything, he's the one spewing nonsense.
And secondly, accessibility. This is a 4-year-old game. What are you talking about accessibility? You had 4 years to get a copy of God of War, all right?
Yeah, it's a 4-year-old game. So maybe people who didn't own a PlayStation or don't want to own one can finally play it now. And why are you so upset if it's a 4-year-old game? Like, you already played it, you had it exclusive for 4 years, so what's the big deal?
Miss me with that nonsense. And furthermore, God of War was released on the PS5 and the PS4.
No, it was released on the PS4 and then you played on PS5 via backwards compatibility. This game was released before the PS5 was even a thing, so I don't even know what you're talking about. This was a PS4 game. It was made to sell PS4s, but it's kind of already done its job, so let it be on PC so more people can buy it and play it.
The same thing with Miles Morales, PS5 and the PS4. In many cases, these games were actually held back in order to make it accessible for those who can access a PS5.
Dude, no. God of War was made for PS4. It wasn't even made for the PS5. I don't even know what you're talking about. You're acting like God of War is a current gen game. How could it be held back for a system that didn't even exist when it was made?
And you want to tell me in these 4 years you couldn't access a PS4? That's what you want to tell me? Miss me with this nonsense, all right?
It's not that they couldn't access a PS4, it's that maybe they didn't want to spend $400 on a console just to play one game.
It has nothing to do with accessibility because you guys had more than enough time to access a freaking PS4 to play God of War if that's what you really want to do. And you want to tell me these people were so anticipating, hey, I want to support the developers. Have you heard that nonsense?
Oh, Lucas, I want to support the developers. That's why.
No, if you wanted to support the developers, you would have gotten a PlayStation console. That's what you would have gotten. And then you would have then purchased God of War.
Buying it on PC is still supporting the developers. And if anything, it's better for developers because they get to show their game to an even wider audience than before.
Miss me with this crazy cuckoo, caca nonsense, this fluff coming out these mofos freaking their lard butts, okay? Have you ever seen a PC gamer? These guys are just the freaking dregs of society, of the gaming community. That's what these people are. So maybe they're right. Maybe getting God of War it wasn't accessible to them because they can't get their large butts out of their house. Maybe they're right, okay? maybe that is true. They couldn't access God of War, all right? Because that consists of walking, okay? That consists of some type of movement other than clicking and getting freaking chronic pain from your wrist doing this, okay? Because we all know that's the only movement these PC gamers do, is this and then this. And that's it. That's their life in a nutshell, okay?
Yes, the stereotypical PC gamers are fat and lazy, instead of coming up with an actual argument. But of course, what do I expect from this guy? This guy's challenge is freaking awful. I don't know why people watch him. Somehow he got over 300,000 subscribers. Like, I don't understand how he got there. His channel is a complete joke.
Now we have such ludicrous, okay, ideas floating in the ether talking about, hey, you want to know what? All PlayStation IP should go to the PC. All PlayStation should have a PC release on day one. What? What?
Mr. Garrison, haven't you figured it out? Timmy's retarded.
I mean, that would be pretty cool if they did that. I mean, Microsoft does it, so why doesn't PlayStation do it? And why do you care if it goes to PC? It's not like the game isn't accessible to you. You can still play them. Just, you can play it on PS5 or PC. I don't see what the big deal is.
If that happens, you want to know what I want? I want a letter from Sony, okay? Dear Amazing Lucas, okay? Dear PlayStation owner, dear PlayStation 5 owner, f*** you. Sincerely, PlayStation. That's what I want, okay? I would like that in the mail, okay? That's not too much to ask. That's all I would need. Or an email. That is the dumbest thing I can possibly imagine. Because at that point, why would I even have a PS5, right? Why would I get the next console, right? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Not everyone wants a PC. Some people prefer console gaming, and that's totally fine. Or maybe some people just don't want to deal with PC gaming. I don't know.
For what purpose? I would just get a PC. And we all know if it's on PC, it's eventually going to get pirated. We all know. We just have to wait for it to be cracked.
Yeah, but you could say the same for literally every other game on Steam. I don't really get what you're saying. Developers still put their games on PC anyways. And why do you care if people pirate games? It literally has no effect on you. It only affects Sony's wallet. And it's not like they're paying you or anything. I mean, yeah, you said you had Sony stock in one of your previous videos, but even then.
So if you think, me spending $80 or whatever, or how much ever they want to charge, okay, $70, $80 depending on the edition that comes out, or me waiting, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 days until it gets cracked and paying nothing, what do you think most people are going to do? And miss me with
Disappoint the developers and put the...
People, okay, miss me with that nonsense. People are about supporting their pockets, okay?
Yeah, and what's wrong with that? Like, is it bad for people to save money and care about their own finances? Like, when I buy a game, the last thing on my mind is whether or not Sony or Microsoft or whoever is going to get my money. All I care about is being able to play the game. I could care less about how much money these corporations make.
The only people I notice who say this are kids living in their mom's basement, all right? Support the developers, support the developers. So it's not going to help the developers because you also have to take into account pirating, which guess what? God of War is currently being pirated. Duh, congratulations, you played yourself. And then lastly, all these PC players, right? All these PC players talk like they have the top end, the top tier of PC desktops. They don't, okay? I don't know why people are talking about PC. Most of these fools don't have a PC powerful enough to run God of War on Ultra, okay?
I mean, I have a 2060, and I can run a lot of games on Ultra. You don't really need a top-of-the-line graphics card for that. That's why there's also multiple different graphics cards you can buy. That's the beauty of PC gaming. You have options. You can do whatever you want.
Because that's the only reason that you would get it, okay? It's as far as the graphics, the graphical comparison. And if you look at the graphics, yeah, there's a difference between the PS5 and the PC, but you're not going to be able to experience it, okay? Because you don't have a 5,000 or 4,000 PC, you dummy. All these freaking mofos acting like they're all PC elitists. No, you're a PC pleb. You're a PC peasant, okay? Most of you don't even have a 3090 or anything close to that, all right? Talking about, well, we need to release it on PC. Why? Why?
Like I said before, so the developers earn more money and more people get to play the game. It's as simple as that. And I don't know how you do not understand this. Also, I spent like $1,400 on my PC and I still get way better performance than consoles.
You're not going to see any graphical difference on your monitor, okay? You're not. A very small percentage will, but it's not you. The majority won't. So we ain't talking about release it on PC. Why don't you make better choices with your money and just get a PS4, okay?
Yeah, buy a $400 console that's outdated at this point and can't even compete with even the mid-range graphics cards. And how is this guy telling people to be smart with their money after saying something as stupid as that?
That way you could have experienced this game 4 years early instead of waiting to have the same experience that most console players already had.
No, they can play it at a higher resolution and higher frame rate on their PC, which is vastly superior to the PS4 version.
We're on God of War 2, pimpin'. I bet you catch up. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Lucas, what about PC? Lucas, accessibility. Lucas, you're a Sony fanboy. Lucas. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Go back to the click, jerk life. Okay, anyways, or if you believe, this is dumb. If PlayStation wants to start making their games PC same day launch, go right ahead. Be my guest. It'll save me some money.
So then why are you complaining about it being on PC if you can save money? I just don't understand your logic. You don't make any sense. Also, how come you just deflect the criticism instead of actually breaking down the arguments other people make about you? Oh, that's right, it's because you're too dumb to actually counter them. Anyway, that's the end of his video. I cut out his outro because nobody really cares and you shouldn't subscribe to this guy. But you know who you should subscribe to is me. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. So yeah, see you later.